Okay, guys, I'm a huge fan of Ordinary Adventures. They're just kind of like my go-to for just inspiration on um, just quality content. I mean, like when I think about people that are putting out almost an hour's worth of content, like an hour video, and I just love watching it. My sons and I will binge videos of Ordinary Adventures. But yeah, they're just a great channel to follow. So I just have it in the background. But my wife and two sons, we went to downtown Disney this past weekend, and I just wanted to show you. We did these mystery boxes. Here, look. So here it is. We got Across the Infinite. So we did this Marvel box. Here are your. I hope that comes in. Those are the options, right? Pop Mart. I don't know what that means, guys. No, but it's cool. Oh, I hope you didn't. Okay, there. And then so this one, we got Thor, dude. These are $20 a piece. Thor crossing the Rainbow Bridge. Boom. Okay, now let me show you him. Okay, watch there. Okay, here he is. Now his hammer, you can take his hammer comes separate. So there's a hammer. I'm holding Thor's hammer right now, guys. Look at that. Is his hammer really small, or are my hands really small? No, I don't know. I'm just kidding. It's not funny. That's not funny, guy. Golly. Okay, no, but this is really cool, guys. And then it has like a kickstand. Ironically, ironically, this was $20, right? So this mystery figure was $20. Ironically, this kickstand is better than the kickstand that comes on the original Nintendo Switch. Don't ask me how that happens. It's just something that happens, okay? I'm just messing around. Shout out to Nintendo. Look, they know I'm joking around. I love Nintendo, but sometimes, occasionally, actually every time I pick up the Nintendo Switch, I'm like, were they punking us? Were they punking Planet Earth? No, because it feels like everything was like an afterthought. They're like, we need a kickstand. Let's put this little piece of plastic on the back. No, but they corrected it with the Switch revision 2. And shout out to the Nintendo Switch OLED. I hope to be upgrading. That's right. I will be not upgrading. I think it's an upgrade. It's not a replacement. Look, there's the people who get paid to have an opinion. I know I've said this many times. There's people who get paid to have an opinion, and then there's people who spend their money that they have to save up or earn or work for and buy stuff. And so that's me. So hopefully maybe in the next year I'll be upgrading to the OLED Switch. And I think they improved the kickstand with the OLED. And you know what? To make it positive, to look, Nintendo, at least they still sell the Nintendo Switch, the original. I would love it. I would love it if PlayStation and Microsoft, they stood behind their products by still offering the last generation, even when they are selling the next generation. So what I mean by that is you could buy a Nintendo Switch to replace your Nintendo Switch, or you could upgrade to Nintendo Switch 2, and both of those can occur in the same time. In 2026, you could do that. You could do either one. And so I say that is amazing. Nobody talks about that. I would love it if when Project Helix comes out, if you still sold the Xbox Series S and the X, that would be amazing to me. That would be super respectable, because it would show that you're standing behind your product. Not everyone can upgrade within the same month, year, maybe even same decade. Look, some people have to work to save up to buy these things. I think there's this misconception that we all are paid by the industry, that we all just get free stuff, and that's not true. It's not. Some of us do. Or not, I don't know. I can't speak for those people, but some people do. And that person's opinion, their outlook, and how they perceive everything is going to be different than someone who has to save up and who's still very excited. I'm still very excited to get the OLED Switch. So maybe in the next couple years, I'll be getting a Switch OLED. Okay, that's the first mystery. The first one there. So that's Thor. I see no bald spots. Shout out to I forget who played Thor. And shout out to you, sir. Look, you should just be happy you got to date. Gosh, I'm so bad with Natalie Portman. And now that I watch the Star Wars with Natalie Portman, I'm like, it's not that bad. Like people ragged on it back in the day. Not ragged on it, but it was not. It was a good movie, but like comparing it to, it's hard when you have to compare yourself to like these. That's also the problem too. I'm like, look, maybe it's just they did it so well with the OLED that you look back at the original Switch and it's like it wasn't done that well. And I'm like, well, maybe it's because I'm comparing it to something that was so much better. Like I look at the Xbox Series X, I'm like, gosh, this is an amazing thing. Okay, so we also did this one, the Spidey mystery box. Yeah, I'm gonna show you the whole box here. Boom. And these are so when you walk into downtown Disney, you go through security, they check you at the security, and then it's the first store. That's the Spidey, the Marvel store. Okay, so then here this is the one we got. Miles G. Morales. This was sweet, guys. Okay, boom. Here it is. I think it's awesome, guys. You have a little stand. So the stand and then the figure are separate. So you just push the, and then it just stands, boom, like that. Boom. This was sweet, guys. Okay, so $20 a piece. So both the figures, $40. I think it was worth it. We walked in. I immediately was like, I want one of each of these. My wife's like, you already found what you wanted. We came in here. It's like 5 seconds. We were in downtown. I was like, look, I know what I want. I didn't know what I wanted, but when I saw it, I knew what I wanted. I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody, but look, sometimes I don't know exactly what I want, but when I see it, I immediately know. So if that makes sense to you, then it makes sense to you. Then we're on the same page. But yeah, this is sweet. So okay, hypothetically, if we were able to go back and get another, I'm hoping for Gwen on the next mystery one. And then for I'm hoping for which one next on the Marvel. Here, look, I'm hoping for Groot, guys. That's what I'm hoping for on that. But you know what? All of them are cool. And even if we got another Thor, I'm just like, sometimes you're like, well, I hope I don't just get the same one. But Thor is sweet on the Rainbow Bridge, dude. And there's a little bit of sparkle on that Rainbow Bridge, guys. Okay, so there. Just what I felt like sharing. That was our adventure. That was our equivalent of an ordinary adventure. My wife and 2 sons going to, there, I didn't show you the bottom of that one. Going to downtown Disney. But shout out to Ordinary Adventures for just being an inspiration, someone to look up to, someone to be like, wow, these guys are really cool, putting out cool content, being positive. I just, when I watch their videos, I'm like, look, I want to go on Ordinary Adventures too, because at the end of the day, what's wrong with an ordinary adventure? It's just fun. If you're enjoying yourself, I think that's what life should be about. Okay, thank you guys. We love you. Have a blessed day. Like, comment, subscribe. But please don't do that for us. Please check out Ordinary Adventures. They are an amazing couple, team, partners. Yes. So like, comment, subscribe. I'll link this video. There's the Singapore one. I want to actually catch that as well. So thank you guys. We love you. Like, comment, subscribe, but only if you're capable of doing so. And we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.